You say that by engaging universal intelligence, a person has the ability to tap insights beyond their educational level. What exactly do you mean by that, Burt?
The accessing of universal intelligence has nothing to do with age, education, or intelligence. A certified idiot can access universal intelligence. Such a person may be known as an idiot savant.
Follow up to that, Burt. Is universal intelligence the same as God?
No. No connection that I can figure out.
Right, here's a note to the listener. Burt just gave a one-word response to my question. Is universal intelligence the same as God? And I imagine that there's some of you who may be curious to learn more about universal intelligence. Those of you who are not very familiar with this area of insight. And what I recommend is that you go online to google.com and do a search for the phrase science of getting rich. You will be taken to, one of the results you get will be the download link to a PDF book by a gentleman called Wallace D. Wattles. He wrote this book in the early 1900s, and that book offers insights into the phrase. He uses the phrase infinite intelligence in the book, and that's an equivalent phrase to the one used by Burt Dubin, which is universal intelligence. So you read that book and you will get more insights into what that phrase means. Okay, but what are the telltale signs you see in your mentee that will convince you that your mentee is doing what you told him or her, i.e. the mentee, to do?
One word of an answer is all that we need, Teo. That word is the word results. In working with aspirants for many years, I'd say 30 years or so, I observe that most aspirants are unwilling to do the work. They simply will not do the work. They won't do enough of it. They won't do it in sufficient depth. They do not create results. And that's just the way it is.
You say that at age 12, you devoured As a Man Thinketh and other inspirational books. Do you recommend that other kids be encouraged to do this?
Yes, I do recommend that other kids be encouraged to do this, especially disadvantaged kids, such as I was.
Regarding your recommendation to play, pretend, and make believe, can a person do too much of it and thus get into trouble?
Not if it is done as prescribed, in the mind, while alone, undisturbed, and in a quiet environment. I would not do it out in the world or while in some activity with others.
Regarding your experience working for Coal Steel Equipment Company, you tripled sales to their retailers in a 5-year period, something considered impossible to do at the time. Yet you did it. How did you do that, Burt?
If a listener knows anything about sales by the manufacturer to retailers, at least in the Los Angeles area at the time, such an achievement, tripling sales in a 5-year period, is beyond belief. And yet I did it. Here is my secret. I am tenacious, and I engaged my tenacity to sell retailers of cold steel products catalogs of these products, thousands and thousands of these catalogs. They purchased them. They invested money in these catalogs. Then I persuaded these retailers to distribute these catalogs far and wide. The catalogs did the selling, I did not. Retailers had to buy the products these catalogs sold. Thus my sales to these office furniture retailers tripled in this 5-year period. A person has ingenuity and an iron will, plus unstoppable work habits, or they do not. I am unrelenting, and I always was. I tell myself that impossible is the initial challenge I most desire. Then I proceed to do it. This is my nature.
What may a reader of Bust Loose, who diligently does everything you recommend in it, expect to achieve?
In a word, miracles. When a person successfully uploads new insights from the wisdom universe, and when these insights are valid and useful, something happens to their self-sense. There is a magnificent enhancement of their state of being. They have contributed something new to life. For example, Albert Einstein's theory of relativity. Thomas Edison's another example. Thomas Edison's harnessing of electricity to give light to the world. And then his phonograph, his motion picture camera, and so many other inventions he conceived and created. Such a person recognizes they have accessed the roots and the source of genius. When they have done it once, they know they can do it again, and again, and again. More than that, they know they have taken command of their life. They know they are in charge. They access serenity comparable to the afterglow of lovemaking. They feel a sense of benign power to conceive and bring forth something meaningful, something useful to the universe of lives they touch. You may wonder about the term I conceived, the term the wisdom universe. In my second book, now being composed, I shall include a chapter about the wisdom universe.